Alrighty, we be ready.
We are ready and we are back. Ye be warned. So,
That's right.
so this is Daniel Flowerdew with Flower Power Clinical Massage.
And this is Laura Lee Mystica with Mystic House and First Wave Indigos and a whole lot more.
And a whole lot more. Which I was also thinking earlier before we started recording, one of your websites is with Ronnie for clearing out properties.
Ghostbuster Gals. And Magic Mojo Real Estate.
Magic Mojo Real Estate.
Yes.
So if you're watching this and you're having a hard time selling your home, it might be because some weird shit is going on.
Exactly.
So hire Laura Lee and her small, medium, at large partner, Ronnie Renee Foster, and both of them will set you up right.
So funny.
So
That's really good.
now, we have some very fun topics for you today. We have some weird shit and some practical shit and some practical weird shit for you today. So buckle up and get ready because this is going to be a fun ride. So I kind of wanted to start off by kind of sharing one of the themes for our talk today, which is the importance of humor. The world is a pretty heavy place. There's a lot of stress, a lot of strife, and a lot of really evil stuff going on behind the scenes. And having humor can really help big time. Stress makes such a negative impact on the body, and
your poor nervous system, it's sick of the stress. It wants something else.
Yeah. So that's why I'm wearing my Hug Life shirt, to help lighten the mood. And
Very cool shirt.
Speaking of the importance of humor, did you want to share your story about the death curse and
had a few of those, but yes.
Yeah, do you know which one I'm talking about? Quite a few of them. The one this week or the one a couple of days ago, or
one 5 minutes ago. I know we have to laugh about that, but it can get really gnarly.
It really can.
This was about, I'm thinking 2001. I was in contact with this son of a cult lord, and his family knew how to do magic. Tell you what, they did. And I was trying to help him out, but it was over the phone. He wasn't living with me at the time. And all of a sudden, I started getting, it felt like somebody had stabbed me in the chest, 5 times. And it got so I couldn't breathe. I'm like, I just could take little breaths. And I'm like, this is so weird. And it was bruised. It was cut and bruised. And I didn't, at first I didn't, it's okay, weird shit, whatever. And I didn't start sorting it out. And then I realized kind of where it was coming from. And it got so bad, I couldn't drive by myself. I had to drive with my daughter doing the gear shift because I didn't have enough strength. And the position of pushing the gear shifter hurt my chest, and I was just becoming immobilized. It was not good, and then I realized later that it was in the shape of an upside down pentagram. There's one up here, 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 here. So it was, but the thing is, I found out later too, was pretty funny. It's it was on the right side. They had a voodoo doll of me, but they didn't realize it was switched, so they were going after my heart, but they got the wrong side.
Wow.
Is that not funny?
That's pretty fortunate. It still hurts, but wow,
At least it didn't get my heart. So.
Oh, maybe that's why it was upside down too, because everything was inverted. It was all flipped.
I don't know. I think they're looking at a voodoo doll and they're thinking their right side, and it's maybe they weren't that smart at doing this stuff. That's what I'm thinking. They were a little inept in their zest to get rid of me. And so I was staying at Ronnie's at the time because I was homeless, and she let me stay in her basement. She was so kind. And so she she came down. She was talking, and she had her computer down there too. And she said something. And I started to laugh, and I said, don't say that. Don't do any more funnies because that hurts to laugh. I don't. And then we both laughed, and then we started calling it voodoo doo-doo that was on me. And that made us laugh some more. And pretty soon, we were like, both of us on the floor laughing, like on the floor, like coughing and choking and coughing up phlegm and laughing. And
Hal would be proud.
Hal would be proud. And then I started realizing that it was breaking up this curse. That this laughter was literally breaking the curse. And we laughed for, I'm thinking it was a good hour. Like, who laughs for an hour? Mostly when you laugh, it's like for maybe a minute. But we were laughing hardcore for an hour. And like running to the bathroom, almost not making it, and coming back and laughing some more, and down on the floor, hitting the floor and laughing, and everything was funny. I was on my back, and I'm just like laughing like a turtle on his back. I'm sure it was hysterical if somebody was watching it. And so finally, we were all laughed out, and we were pooped. When you laugh that much, it's
exhausting.
It's exhausting.
It's an exercise. You're literally getting all those muscles moving. Your diaphragm is moving up and down.
And you've got life force and air going through you. And then you've got, all those endorphins. You're like endorphin high. So we were just pooped. And she finally goes up to bed, and I lay down. And I did a scan, and it was breaking up. And it was like, let me see what it was. It was like 50% better by that laughter.
Just by that one really good laughing spree. That's awesome.
And like the next day, the next morning, it was like 40. And then, of course, every time Ronnie and I would talk about it, we'd laugh again. So that just like started it all up again. Not quite on the floor, but so anyway, after 3 days, it was gone. It was gone. And I'm telling you, it was, when I had it, it was so bad, I kept checking myself to see if there was actual stab wounds. And so what I'm getting is, they were stabbing this voodoo doll, and that's what I was feeling, is these stab wounds. So I know for a fact that laughter can break up a curse, like, and a bad one. I mean, they were trying to kill, and I was going to, and I could feel my life force drain. I'm thinking, well, what do I do? I was egging and stuff. Did I know about eggs then? I think we just did, but not that much. We weren't using the egg that much, and this was really an in-your-face visual aid of how authentic laughter. It can't be the that was funny. That's not even laughter. That's fake laughter or something.
If that's how you laugh, then you need some work.
Then you need some work.
Okay. Well, and not only was it authentic laughter, but you were laughing about the issue.
About
you were
it.
laughing
Calling
about that
voodoo
curse.
doo-doo, and then laughing our tails. And it's like making fun of fear, you know? Making fun of the voodoo doo-doo. We still talk about voodoo doo-doo, and it just still makes us laugh. So yeah, that was, so I've always been a big fan of humor and laughter, but that was serious. Serious laughter and serious humor are serious.
They're serious. They're serious. Well, and I think it's in Cryogenetics 1, in your first book, you do talk about the importance of finding the cosmic humor in any sort of negative situation. So it's not about like, pretending like it's not happening. It's, oh no, this is happening, but I'm going to find a way to flip it and
exactly
find a way to use your authentic magic, your authentic laughter to neutralize that curse.
Neutralize it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that the assholes that put that on me were, I know they expected me to be dead, and I didn't die, and they probably went, "Whoa, whoa, what happened? What was wrong with our voodoo doo-doo?"
Yeah.
so, so yeah, that was very good.
That's
So,
amazing.
yes.
So you went from not even being able to shift your car
Yeah.
to within 3
In
days of
3
that
days,
laughter
I'm
just
fine. I'm fine.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
72 hours after that laugh fest, and that was I had just kind of started doing my humor parties,
Uh-huh.
and that was a very, very in my face
Example.
yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
of how powerful laughter is, and that these humor parties are really important. And you know what's weird about that? I sold in like 15 years 2.
Only two
Two.
of them.
I'm
In
like,
15 years, you
what
only sold
the
2.
heck? What the heck? And so I took them off the website. I thought, well, why even have it? You know, maybe I'll have. Maybe what I could do is revise it, because we had all these funny things, and one of them is there was a Depends in the packet. And it was for a bladder catcher, because you're gonna need it.
But you only had one in there. What if there was more people involved?
It was the example. Okay, so they would have to get bladder catchers for their guests. And there were some funny things in that. I should probably revive that and at least have the instructions, and there was 3 different kinds. There was 3 different humor parties, and yeah, it was good. But yeah, I might have to do something about that this year.
Well, and it's so important, you know. I see so many people, and so many people don't even know how to laugh anymore, you know, or they're just so angsty, so in the sympathetic nervous system instead of the parasympathetic, right, or the asympathetic, right? They're in the stress. They're in the fight and flight mode versus the rest and digest.
And some people don't even know how to laugh. I mean, you watch them.
Yeah.
I've seen some people do videos, and I think, do you ever crack a smile or laugh? Is that even
It's all just for show. It's all just for show.
And they get irate and angry, and you know, but they're always angry and upset. I'm like, yeah, this crap is bad, but God, can't you find the humor somewhere? Yeah. If I can find humor in voodoo doodles that tried to kill me.
Yeah, literally in so much pain that you can barely even move.
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe deep. Breathing deep hurt. And I had to, God, it's like at night I had to like sleep with like pillows under my arms so that I wasn't crunching
your ribs,
my rib cage. And it was bad. And just like take slow breaths, and after you just kind of take teeny breaths for a while, that brings your life force way down. You can't. So everything was going, my immune system, everything, and that laughter. Thank you, Hal, because it certainly did it.
Yeah, which for those of you who don't know, that's one of Hal's specialties. He is a huge believer in humor, and he's one of your main guys. He's
the first one. when God, this is back in the maybe late 80s, early 90s, and I wanted to know who my spirit guide was. You know, this new agey stuff, right? And so I got this message, and it was just a short message. I can't remember. It was like, "Hi, how are you?" I can't remember. And I says, "And who are you?" And he said, "Your pal, Hal." Hal, not, oh, great master, Owanda Conda. I don't know. I get Hal. You know, everybody else gets these ascended masters, and I get Hal.
Everyone's getting these swarmy yogi, like, you know, all these amazing, beautiful, long, elegant names, and you get your pal, Hal.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Am I that at the bottom of the totem pole that I get somebody named Hal? And then, of course, all I could think about was the 2001: A Space Odyssey, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, which, let's just kind of go into that.
Yeah, yeah.
With, there's Hal imposters, and we just found those out a couple months ago, that, and some people were really offended and upset when they found out that Hal was a bad guy. Well, Hal isn't a bad guy. There's imposters of Hal that are bad guys, and some people and then they would go, yeah, well, look at the Hal computer, and what is it? The new thing is Hal.
Hal simulation, or
yeah. And so there's all this AI tech now that's called Hal, and so just know that there are Hal imposters, and there's egg imposters.
Yes, and there's imposters for really any guide out there.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, how many Daniels are there out there? How many Laura Lees are there out there? Just because something is called the same name as something else doesn't mean that they're always correlated.
And don't you think that these imposters do this on purpose? It's like, oh, the egg is helping people, and it's a big threat to us, so let's get imposter egg that doesn't do shit.
Yeah. And I've also seen imposter sumas too. Something that's trying to impersonate that deep soul connection.
Yes, there is. So there's imposter. So what you have to ask for is the original, authentic suma or Hal or egg. It's very important. And we keep finding these things as we evolve. He just saw a little
for those of us that watched this just go down, there was a chipmunk running right by us, so we got distracted for it.
Oh, chipmunk.
Welcome to the Dragon Garden. Oh goodness. Well, earlier today, I saw a chipmunk jump off of a rock, flap really, really hard, and just fall straight down.
He thought he could fly.
He thought he could fly. Maybe he thought he was a flying squirrel. Maybe I don't know, but he was missing a few flaps there. But yeah, no, I've seen imposters for so many different things. Like even different channeled entities. Like for instance, I have a client that works with Ramtha, and when I first started working with them, we found tons of imposter ones, but there was an authentic one. But I don't want to get into all of that right now. But there was also the same with Cryon, where there was an aspect of Cryon that we work with that's from outside the hologram. Very wise, very intelligent, and when you call him into a room, when he's there, a lot of times you can really feel him.
You just go, whoa.
But then there's also imposters of that too. So with anything out there, I really do feel like discernment is so important. And also the humor, because, when you think, oh, what if my guide's an imposter? What if this is an imposter? This is an imposter? Try to get the cosmic joke of all of it,
and just ask for the authentic one.
And just ask for the authentic. If you ask
for the original authentic one, the imposter, maybe it's a law of the universe that they can't cross. I don't know. Yeah. But when you ask for that, you get that.
Yeah. Yeah, like when you're working with any kind of light, if you say the original, authentic, uncorrupted, you're going to get the purest form of it.
Uncorrupted light.
So honestly, whenever I work with my
clear
Suma,
light.
Uncorrupted, clear light.
Yeah.
That really is one of the best. But yeah, like even when I work with my Suma, I'll even say the original, authentic, uncorrupted Suma. Just to be like, I don't want to deal with, my childhood trauma Suma, that hasn't,
we want
the pristine, and, the
tough.
The big, tough, and fluffy Suma.
Well, the thing is, as things are speeding up, it's like everything is, as we get closer to, I don't know if you want to call it the end game or the beginning game or the end of corruption that the G-Monster laid out, and immersed our hologram with it.
Yep, yep.
That more, it's like you have to stay in step with it, or you get behind and you could get lost behind. So you just have to keep pressing on and go, oh, instead of going, oh, what am I going to do now? There's a hell imposter. We're doomed. It's like, well, let's just ask for the original authentic one and then we'll be okay.
Yep.
So
yep.
there you go.
And then also remembering that you have, life force energy inside of you, that, you have Omni Magick.
Tell them where Omni Magick is from.
Why don't you tell them? You know that better than I do. I understand it, but you know it a lot better than I do.
Omni Magick actually came from outside the hologram, and it was the original, authentic, beautiful magic that here it's like, it's hard to even imagine it because most magic here is corrupted and being used for corrupted purposes. And Omni Magick is not like that. It's very, it's integrity and it's honor and it's truth and justice. And it's like, it's hard for you to even imagine that because of all the corruption that's in magic now. So if, let me just check something. If you want to work with something that's really authentic, ask for Omni Magick, authentic Omni Magick, and see how that works for you. See if things start stepping up like quantum leaping.
Now that makes me wonder. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there.
That's fine.
Can Earthlings also tap into Omni Magick?
That's what I was checking. And I was getting, they can, and it will, but you have to have honor and respect for it. You ain't gonna get it if you're, oh, I think I want some Omni Magick to come here. No, it'll go, okay, whatever, and pass you by. If you're very in your core and very sincere and respectful, then you can allow Omni Magick to come in and work with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good
That's
question.
kind of what I was feeling too. Just hearing it right now makes me really think that, the one of the differences between corrupted magic and authentic Omni Magick is the corrupted magic is all about me. I want this. I don't care what happens to other
power.
people. Yeah, more
Give
power.
me more power.
It's very selfish.
It is.
Whereas
selfish.
true Omni Magick, it really can benefit all beings.
Exactly.
It doesn't choose favorites. It's life affirming.
Right.
Or benevolence affirming, I should say.
And it will only work with you if you have a certain amount of purity within you and within your intent. It will not work with corrupted assholes.
I'm also hearing that it'll work if you don't have a high purity, but you're wanting that period.
Yes.
If you have
if
that
that's
authentic
the desire
desire
of
to
your
heal.
heart.
Yeah.
If the desire of your heart is authentic, then it will work with you. Yes, that's true.
Oh, that's really beautiful. That's really beautiful.
I know. It
Yeah.
makes me have warm fuzzies inside.
yeah. Same here. So, I just decided to look at the list to see what was next here.
Okay.
And I totally forgot that I did want to add a couple more things onto the SCRC that we talked about a while back.
Okay.
Because the original intention for us to talk about the SCRC was also to share this important bit of information. Now, we had a dear friend.
Wait. Tell them what SCRC is, because maybe
the Spiral Curse Reversal Ceremony.
Right.
Now, we had a dear friend that we love immensely.
She is amazing.
She's an absolutely amazing person, very intelligent.
Very intelligent.
However, one day, she decided to have...
She was so excited about these spiral ceremonies. She wanted to do them everywhere.
Which we really should. I mean, the more the merrier.
Yes.
But she had lit candles in her car.
She spent a lot of time in her van. And so she thought, okay, well, I'll just be doing this in my mind, and we'll light these candles in the van, and I'll be trekking throughout the city, and we'll just spread this
Uh-huh.
amazing energy
Uh-huh.
throughout the city.
Uh-huh.
And when I found that, I'm like,
And her reaction was so good.
shit, no.
She went hardcore mama mode.
I did mama bear mode.
After Laura Lee saw the picture, there were like 3 or 4 different like sections of her comments being like, "I hope those aren't lit. I hope you're not driving. Why do you have candles in the car?" And then that's when Laura Lee discovered that you can use the fake candles, the little dollar store candles, or
Yes.
from Costco or whatever, the plastic candles. You can use those in ceremony.
And that was awesome because I did not know
Yeah.
or even think
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
if you're in a apartment complex where it's going to turn on the smoke alarm, or
Mhm.
or you just can't. Now, using candles is really good.
Mhm.
I mean, that's really good. But if you don't have that and you've got some aurora light, just sprinkle it on top of the candles.
Which
And
is
then
the dust
set
from
it
the
up.
rocks.
Yes.
That's yep.
And then set it up that way so that you've got 2 in the back and 1 in the front. And turn them on just like you would a candle.
Mm-hmm.
And your intent will make it have the magical elements of a real candle.
Mm-hmm.
So without having gasoline fires.
Yes. And a lot of candles are also made off of paraffin, right? Or some
right.
sort of
You wanna
wax that
get
when you burn
beeswax,
it really it can affect your sinuses and can
Yeah.
even hurt your animals.
Yeah. So you have to be real careful with that.
Yeah.
I'm glad that came up because you know.
Now, when I use mine, I like to what was that show? Practical Magic.
Oh,
How
yes.
they would like blow onto the candle to turn it on.
turn it on.
So I'll have my little fake candle in my hand. I'll be like,
And
and I'll
then you
flick
flip
the
it
light.
on.
And it makes me laugh
It works
every
every
time,
time,
and it
doesn't
works
it?
every time. It always lights up. But yeah, we wanted to share that
We
a
wanted to
while
share
ago,
that.
and we totally forgot.
Do not put candles in your car
Yeah,
that are lit.
that are lit. And now I have those little fake candles with me all the time. I keep 3 of them in my bag. You go to the dollar store, you can get 4 of them for $2.
Yeah.
And
they last for a long time. So
yeah, and then you can change the batteries when
Yeah.
they do run out. So in a lot of ways, it's even, I don't want to say it's more eco-friendly, but it's not, it's not like going out and buying a bunch of plastic stuff and throwing it away.
Right, right.
You reuse it frequently.
Well, some people might want to get natural wax.
Yeah.
Make your own, and
Mhm.
make a ceremony out of making your ceremonial candles.
Yes, and that is fun. That is a ton of fun.
Well, that's good. I'm glad we got that up because
Mhm.
maybe there's somebody else out there that needs to hear this.
Yeah.
Don't do it in your car
Unless you have the fake candles.
unless you have the
Don't-
fake candles. That's right. That's right. That's funny.
Oh, and we joke about her with it all the time, But if she didn't do that, then we wouldn't have even thought about it.
I would
Laura Lee
never
wouldn't have thought.
that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No.
Wouldn't have crossed my mind.
No, and it's funny because years ago I used to make these little traveling altar kits for to keep out in my car when I was going places, and I'd always put a candle out there. But every time I did, if it got hot, the candle wax would go everywhere inside that little altar kit. So like I had a little wand in there, and sometimes it'd have like a rune, something hand painted or hand carved in there, and they always got wax on them. And I didn't even think about it back then. I never thought, I would always pass the aisle in the dollar store and be like, oh, well, that's a cool idea.
Yeah, well, it just seems so artificial, but
Uh-huh.
you can put life and magic into your candles. And
Yeah.
So that can work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's really cool.
as long as your intention is there and, you really connect in, because the alchemy of fire, it's the alchemical power of fire, I think is how you put it in the book. It's something you can tap into. So yeah, you can use the plastic candles. They
Candles to
work
tap
just
into
fine.
that. Yep.
Put a little bit of aurora light dust on them and have fun with it. But yeah, that is a very great way to do it. And then if you are in a place where you can't burn your SCRC,
Right.
you can either take it outside to burn it, or I've even actually met people that would like get a piece of toilet paper and like do it on that. It's hard to do with the pencil, but they would like drag their finger around it and really envision putting that on
And
the
then
toilet
what
paper.
would they do with
They'd
the
flush
toilet
it.
paper? Oh,
They'd flush it. So
okay.
what do you think about that?
I can understand that might work a little bit, but it works best to burn it because it changes its form.
Takes it back to carbon.
Yes,
takes it back to the base
carbon,
form.
and
Okay.
when you burn it, when you do it with a pencil, like I said, it sparks. If you burn it at night, you can see it spark. So the alchemy of burning it, and if you can't burn it at that time, you can, put it in a little box somewhere and wait till you can burn it.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay. I'm glad I brought that up then.
Yeah, because it's really best if you burn it, because that is, burning represents alchemy. I guess flushing it is kind of alchemy too. It turns into
it's working
compost,
with the elements, right? Yeah.
But you really need the element of fire there.
yeah.
Okay, now what have we got on the list?
So next thing is I did want to talk about blessings again. I did try to re-Google it to see if I could find the information that I shared last time about how the Catholic Church started using blessing to remind people that they are less.
Be less.
Yeah, be less.
You
And
are less
it's
than
so
me.
funny because I read the article a while back, but I could not find it anywhere. However, when I looked up the etymology of the word, it did continue to say that it does represent a blood pact. I don't remember exactly, if you really want to know what Google says, which, Google is not the end-all be-all of information.
Right.
But I would suggest, keeping the etymology dictionary handy so you can look up various words.
Yeah, and it's the bless, oh, bless you, and the priest. And you know that it always felt weird to me, the word bless and blessings.
Yeah.
And it's, I know people in their heart think that they're being kind, but it's, and we'll talk about kind. But if you know where it came from, be less. It's right there. Bless. Be less. Okay. So do you want to be less? So we say, be more.
Be more.
Be more, you.
And, we're already at the half-hour mark here, but I would like to end this on another funny note here.
Okay.
Would you mind sharing the story about count your butt feathers?
I want you to tell that one, because you were there.
Okay. So, for those that don't know, Lori Lee does have chickens, right?
I do have chickens.
One of the things about taking care of chickens is every once in a while you have to check them for lice. So we call it butt baths, because during the hot days, that is what it is. You submerge their back end in some cool water. It helps them out during the hot days, and it makes it easy to break up the eggs and stuff of the lice. So one of the chickens, poor thing, had it really, really bad. So we were going through and, being as gentle as we could, but there was still times that, we would accidentally pull out butt feathers. And I forgot what we were talking about, but somehow blessings came up. And all of a sudden, I just turned to this chicken and say, "Yep, you better be counting your butt feathers instead of count your blessings. Count your butt feathers." And she just kind of looked up at me like, "What do you mean? I'm not gonna have any left after this." So now instead of saying count your blessings to each other,
count your butt feathers.
Count your butt feathers. Count your butt feathers. So remember, every day when you wake up in the morning, be sure to count your butt feathers.
And you will have a wonderful day.
And you'll have a wonderful day. And one of the other chickens at the time was having this issue where they were constantly like fumbling forward, and so we started to laugh about that and be like, "Oh, she's just counting her butt feathers." And and now she doesn't do it anymore. I haven't seen her do it in forever.
She hasn't done it for weeks. She's great.
Yeah.
So that curse she had on her was, that's another story.
That's another story. We laughed that curse out of existence too.
We did.
So just remember, always count your butt feathers.
And have a lovely day.
And have a lovely day.
Bye.
Till next time.